as I stated, from the beginning of this, I was not were or any of that until I heard it from the family members, because I am in contact with a few of them. I did give them the information on how to call the facility and find out information regarding the case so that we could be moving forward in accuracy and have the correct information. So as stated, if I didn't hear it from Pops, I wasn't going to believe it. Like, that's it. Because they're able to get much more information than anybody else can get. And so just having, dealing with them is they have an asset behind everything. So them calling, them finding out, they're really good, especially Mr. Marquez, because a lot of the authority figures are familiar with Mr. Marquez. And so he has spoken to damn near everybody. And so he is the one that's going to get the information. So I have to get with him. And so me and him had a very interesting conversation, and we were speculating and things like that. And he stated he want to go live and chat with y'all about it. And then we're also going to talk about, what we think, do some speculation. Y'all basically going to be with us in the think tank and kind of see how we be rocking when we be coming up with theories and stuff like that. He's kind of like me. He's like, they're like me. Welcome past to the room. No. Yeah.
Hey, Daz.
Hey, what's up?
Not much.
So, you made contact as well as some of the other family members, and what did y'all find out? What came back?
Nothing. Listen, y'all. I don't care who say they got charged. They know whatever they know. Negative. People not even telling me what's happening. The most we could get is that the case is classified, and that's it.
It's classified,
right? Because my daughter and nobody else at this point is sitting in there next to him, arrested and in jail because she's not his wife, his legitimate wife. Still, they can't even tell y'all what's going on. If they knew, trust me, Culmination would have said something. But then again, let's flip the coin. If they do know, Culmination not gonna tell y'all because I told y'all. This is what I know. The case is classified. So that means that there are charges. There are real charges on this man. I don't know where they stem from. I mean, I can speculate at some things, but where they stem from is the pattern that we've been seeing without the 9,000 videos about the esoteric and the stars and the B6 diet and all this other stuff. You can see, I've been saying this from day one. You got to look at the real message that this man put out. The real message is pedophilia, child molestation. That's clear and cut across the board. That's what he been putting out. Here and there, he'll say something, and when you think about it, man, it make a lot of sense. It make a lot of sense of why he would be locked up. I really think whatever they found on that stuff they got from Mexico, that's what incriminated him. I really think whatever on that phone that Velvet got that she need to give them people before she get her ass in the world of trouble, she need to give that up because that's the incriminating shit, which, if they took it off, they took it off. But that could possibly lead to that he have codes to and accounts for as far as the black web and all this kind of stuff. Because I'm telling y'all, that's where it's at. That's where the money at. That's where the people paying the money for the child pornography and all of that stuff they doing at black web. That's where the money at. And guess what? I believe he got ties to it.
I think that just going through everything that has been said and seen thus far, them having this as classified absolutely does put him as a heavyweight. It means this is really, really serious stuff. And this is stuff that goes all the way to the top. And he may be involved in some Black West stuff that is involving other countries and things like that. The investigation did begin in Palenque, Mexico. Mexico confiscated all of the computers and things like that. And it was only a matter of time. If you remember, Pops, can you speak on what happened when you called the investigator in Palenque regarding the phone call that Eligio had with the investigators in Palenque?
And I realized why I can't find the audio, Jazz.
Mm-hmm.
Because the WhatsApp. Remember, I kept having to call y'all from WhatsApp because everything was the lines couldn't group, the internet was bad. The only thing that was working was WhatsApp. You can't record WhatsApp.
Yep.
That's why I couldn't find that that particular message. I realized that when I went back and looked for something the other day. But the investigator called me and basically he was like, "Hey, Mr. Larry, I talked to Bishop the other day." Now, this when they were still in Palenque. Well, this was when they had first ran from Palenque. It was about maybe 4 to 5 days because we were back home and I was home when I got the call. And basically what he was saying was that Bishop called him and asked him for all his electronics back. And what they told him was, you need a lawyer to get this stuff back. However, he couldn't get it back until the investigation was done.
Right.
I got
right.
Hold on,
Go ahead and go out and then just come back in when you finish.
I'm good. I got it done.
Okay. So when we had that conversation, thinking back to that conversation and knowing that this case is classified, I'm thinking that Eligio only called the investigator as most criminals would do, which is to figure out if he could kind of fish for any information on what was going on with the information with the investigation and what they found. So he was fishing for information because he knew that there was stuff on those computers. He just was calling them to figure out if they had found it yet, if they had cracked it and got into that stuff. And so that's really how I feel about that situation. And that's what he called for. But he knew to basically hang it up. He wasn't getting that stuff back because then he began to go live and basically making it known that they had no intentions of getting those things back. So,
okay. So I want to say this too. For everybody that's been helping, I appreciate y'all help. You guys are literally, or we are doing something that I guess the other, like that cult leader that got taken down about 2 weeks ago. They had to get his people to turn on him and start talking about things in order to get him put in jail. All right. But we are doing things ourselves that I give y'all kudos. I give y'all kudos for sticking in there. For everybody who done something, I thank y'all. But until I actually went to Mexico, like the embassy said, when I tell y'all, I even talked to the Canadian embassy where Kayla Reed was from. Those people told me they couldn't do shit. The consulates, the embassies, everybody I talked to, the police, before I even went down there, the only thing they could tell me was, "Sir, if you want anything to happen, you got to come here and file a report." So I went there to actually file this report, which was to get my daughter too. But that's how everything got started. And thank you to Touche, Porsche's sister, because she was the other family member that actually listened to me and put in a complaint at the time, because it was only 2 complaints that were put in. And because one family was there and they had 2 complaints, or they had to start the process. All right. And it wasn't until after that the other family members start putting in complaints, which, you know, these people understand that, well, something is going on deeper than what, you know, he's portraying to us. This is a TV show. So I actually watched part of the BBC documentary that that they did on him, right? And I understand why he didn't like it. They really painted him for the cult leader that he was. Now, at that time, it wasn't as intense as it became later on, but they already had the blueprint for him, right? And I don't know, y'all. I just think whatever they found on them phones and them computers that they got, I think that's what made. Now it could have been what they said the neighbors saw him beating on a child or something like that, and there's a lot of speculation going on about that. But if the Mexican embassy got involved when we was there and human trafficking started a case on this man, if y'all don't think he was being watched, guess what? People were sending me his address after weeks. We was trying to figure out where he was. And this is for my daughter to know that I don't have time to do that. Like, I don't know how to do that. So when people send me your location, it's because they're concerned about y'all well-being. First of all, I didn't have nothing to do with that. You know, whatever she was talking about with that. But if y'all think that them people didn't watch him, if y'all think that them people wasn't on his ass, y'all done lost y'all mind. Them people was on his ass because they started a legitimate case against him, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that nobody can't get no information on him. Look, y'all. If you got his charges, put him up. I ain't talking about no shit from America where, you know, he got this charge and that charge. No, I'm talking about if you got his charges, put him up. But you don't, because guess what? They're not gonna give it to you. And until they persecute him either by whatever he did there, because you know some countries you can go to and you can steal something and your punishment is to get your hand chopped off. America can't do shit. Some countries you can go to and you do something wrong by violating one of the traffic laws and they can flog you with a piece of bamboo and split your skin open. Like old time slavery whipping shit. And America can't do nothing. So whatever he did over there, he gonna have to pay for that first, and then he gonna have to face charges of whatever they want to do, you know, if they ship him back here or something.
Yes.
But nah.
And then we know it's serious because with the police that came and grabbed Eligio was not the local police of Managua. That's not who came and took him. Okay. Right. It was the national police, which would be their version of the feds. Like, right. So it was the big dogs that came and got him. And so, as you stated and touched on a little bit earlier in the live, it is so important to understand that we cannot forget this particular fact is that Velvet is holding a very important piece of evidence because it was not by mistake, in my opinion, that Eligio threw that phone to her. Okay. And also, per the first investigation that was opened in Palenque, this is the second time, Mr. Marquez, that he kept his phone. So he kept it in the first one when they were making them hand over all the electronics. He hid it that first time. This second time, when they pulled him out the van, he intentionally left that phone with Velvet. So how do you feel about that situation? Are you, like, with her holding this evidence, like, what are your thoughts in regards to her? Like, you feel fearful? What, anything that you would like her to say, to know about, maybe some advice on what she should do with that? Like, how are you feeling about that?
Well, I think they all should leave. And I think they should leave and regroup themselves to do something different. However, because he included them in so much stuff, and I'm talking about all of y'all. I'm not just talking about Velvet and the people that's there now. I'm talking about all y'all other people that done woke up and started talking on his behalf, not knowing if this nigga gonna spill the beans on you. Cause eventually, you know, he gonna try to start making deals. And if he's trying to start making deals, well, I'm gonna give you. Remember Nino Brown, how he said, I ain't the man, he the man. And knowing that man wasn't nowhere near about the leader of that particular group. But for somebody to be so adamant about dying and not going to jail, and he in jail now, believe me, he'll flip. He'll start talking and telling them everything they need to know about whoever was there and whoever had something to do with it. That's why everybody trying to come out now and try to kind of tell him, don't rat on me, please. What? He don't hear y'all. Nothing y'all say he hear. He don't hear nothing. He has no access to nothing. Nothing. So y'all could talk all y'all want. Just know one day the feds gonna come knocking on y'all door. Because guess what? Y'all had a part of it, and he included y'all in it. Best thing y'all could do is try to clear your name. If you was brainwashed, you're brainwashed.
Right. I mean, honestly, they, you know, for Carbonation, they're not really thinking about things clearly. You know, me and you speculated on the phone, and I said, if he is doing some black web, if he was participating in some black web stuff and what they pulled off of those computers was child pornography, okay, then I have to wonder how he was able to hide that. And so my mind is going to immediately go to Rambo, and Rambo was the tech guy, okay? And so if Rambo can hack, okay, Rambo can encrypt things, Rambo can hide things technology-wise, then Rambo is the one who designed the system in order to hide those icky, dirty things and those crimes that he knew that Eligio had. And then I also posted the clip from Rambo, the conversation that I had with Serenity and Rambo. And Rambo is clearly not opposed to pedophilia. He's not opposed to pedophilia. He's not opposed. None of them have been showing any indications of finding anything wrong with pedophilia. I hit Serenity and Rambo with it. Grand did an excellent job of breaking down and busting down Pee-wee, and she is definitely with being with pedophilia as well, and that can't be ignored because she deleted. I think she deleted the interview, guys, the conversation she had with Granny. With Grand. And I'm going to tell you guys, Grand ragtag, toe tag her behind in regards to her being supportive of pedophilia. She nailed her to the wall.
And the thing is, because he made it clear that it was okay with him, it has to be okay with you guys. And subtly, he was doing things to make it okay with them. Till eventually, they all got blind to the fact that this what this man really doing, or this what he really want to do. Preaching this kingdom of whatever he was preaching. But, you know, over time, when you talk to somebody and when you get them to listen to your message over and over, and like they say, sometimes he'll talk 13 hours straight at one person. Talk 13 hours straight in the ear of one person. Do y'all know that's like torture? That's like tying somebody up, laying them down under a faucet and turning it on till it drip and hit them one drip at a time. Over time, it'll feel like somebody taking a sledgehammer, that drip, and they banging you in your head with it. That's torture tactics. All right? And he good at it. And the names, they got to keep the fake names, because I really believe they're using the fake names to do all of that shit.
Mm-hmm.
They gotta be, you know, when you go into somebody all of them use fake names. All of them people, you know, because I've been watching some documentaries and doing some research on some things, and on that black web, that's the kind of stuff they do. Now, let me tell you how real it got for me. You thought you was, well, he thought he was hurting me by putting that video out. But to me, he only showed everybody else, fuck with me. I call her my queen. I call her my chiefess. And look what I'm doing to her. So if you think I won't do it to you, here go her video of her and the other girl doing that sexual act they did. And then they took it and put it on one of those porn sites to make money off it. Whoever did it, right? That was a clear threat to everybody, to tell everybody, fuck me if you want. I'm gonna bring y'all down with me. That's why all of them trying to, oh no, Chief ain't never did this. He ain't never did that. You know, one girl actually talked about him beating her child or something over there. Like, we got it on video. Which part y'all?
Right.
Well, why y'all?
They were telling boldface lies. Serenity said, Chief has never touched a child. He was never around a child. Well, there's already been multiple mothers who have left there who said that their children was beat on, that their children were hit, that their children were treated like they were adults, and it was not understood that they was children. And so that's a lie. That's a lie. And again, the reasoning of why I'm feeling like Carbonation, the ex-members and whatever are trying to backpedal and come out and say something in defense of Eligio is because I do believe that Velvet sent out a signal. Can you talk about that theory that you had? Because you had an awesome theory that we were discussing before the interview, the sleeper cell theory.
All right, so this was brought to my attention by somebody that said this over a year ago to me. When terrorists want to wake up their sleeper cells, they send a message out and it automatically wakes up their sleeper cells to do dumb shit, whether it be foreign or domestic. When you look at what Velvet was doing and the way she was doing it, she was merely calling out to, you know how they say if you don't have the Christ on the end of your name, I'm gonna block you or don't say nothing in the room. Basically, all that is an identification for them to know where they are going to be able to run to. And because they know they can't stay where they are, because eventually the heat gonna come down on him, when they really realize that they realize he's not getting out because it's been too long. But when they get enough money themselves to be able to run, everybody that donated, they paying attention to that so they can know where they can go. And they gonna break up. I'm telling y'all, they're gonna break up. They're gonna go, if Velvet and the baby go this way, certain people gonna follow her. If Chester the child molester, I can't even call his fucking name. If he go that way, certain people gonna follow him. If the other boy go one way, certain people gonna follow him so they can pop up in different locations and create this shit all over again. That's why they made that video the other day with everybody talking up, with everybody talking about how they feel. In other words, when Bishop was out, ain't none of them talk that ragtag shit they was talking on that on when he was out. Because guess what? None of them could. He wouldn't allow it. But that he locked up, everybody feel like they gotta present their balls and be like, look, this is what I'm gonna do. This is how I am. Fuck all that. This, that, another, blah, blah, blah. You know, basically saying, come with me. So the money that they collecting is merely to help them get away, because guess what? I'm telling y'all, they got his own money and they don't have no code. They don't have no way to get to it. And you best believe one thing. If he man, and I'm gonna use that word like this, if was a fifth, we'd all be drunk. If he managed to get out, that boy gone. He leaving all of them. All of them. No, nobody ain't gonna be able to shit. Watch what I'm telling you. But in the meantime, he gonna leave everybody stuck. And right now, I understand that they need money to eat and do things. But man, look at the difference.
They need money to get from point A to B, and that's it. And I think that when Velvet did that live, where she was talking about how she had to write the embassy in order to have a 30-minute visit with Eligio, and they weren't able to. Prior to that, they're not able to have any contact with him. I think that in that 30 minutes, when she stated what they talked about, she said, we talked about what was going on. We talked about what we needed to do, whatever. That was the plan of this is what you need to do. Boop, 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 because y'all need to get out of here. I don't even think that he was really, too much concerned. I believe that Eligio knows he's not getting out no time soon. That's just personally what I believe. I don't even believe that they actually did get money for a lawyer. She didn't show no video proof of an attorney. So I don't even really believe that. So I believe that, I believe they're raising money to get to their next locations. And I don't think that they're going to stick together and move as a crew. I agree with you. I believe that they are going to disperse and go in different directions, and that they're just trying to figure out what rabbit hole, because we already know, going back to the Lamentis tribe or whatever they was called, guys, y'all know who I'm talking about, that they do have these different nooks and crannies of carbonation. And he has alluded to this and hinted to this on multiple occasions of saying that they got carbonation everywhere. So
carbonation, wake up. That's what he always said.
And that's what she said. Carbonation, wake up.
Stand up.
She said carbonation. She said carbonation, stand up, because y'all in this too. And so I think they're going to be going different places. I think the only reason I think that what their purpose for the solar noon is that they are using the solar noon to make contact with Eligio. I wouldn't be surprised if they are hiding notes in his food. I wouldn't be surprised about that. If they're hiding, some way to send him messages. And I wouldn't also because I'm thinking about the thing, because y'all know I done been to jail. So I'm like, you can slide the Bible to somebody and then put codes in the Bible and all of this different stuff. But they're going to try to find a way to have some sort of contact with him, and he's going to find a way to have contact with them, because he wants to make sure that everything goes smoothly to protect and save his own skin. And then if that doesn't work, and let me tell you why, a lot of people don't believe that Eligio is that smart. I know they checked the food, but they done tried it. I'm not saying that their notes didn't get found. Their notes got found. They may not have told them that because they still want to keep the intel coming in. So they may not have busted them for it. But, they be finding your stuff and they read your stuff. And don't say nothing to you sometimes. And so that may be the thing. But for those who keep saying he's not that smart, then that's you falling for the okie doke. That's how I feel, because I learned to never, ever underestimate your opponent. You'll never underestimate your opponent. You do not believe that your opponent is stupid. Because if you believe that your opponent is stupid, your opponent could just be playing the game with you to make you believe that. So then you won't dig a little deeper and look a little harder.
Yeah, I believe he did it before he went in there, though. I believe he ingrained already what they needed to do in the event that something happened to him.
Mm-hmm.
Because this one don't make no sense to me. Now, she said she went sewing, right? Ain't nothing wrong with that. But they went live outside the police station talking about, did they see us? Well, we got to go. No. That's the visitors coming out. They didn't see us. So what the fuck you doing outside if y'all able to go just walk up in there and see him? Talking about don't let them see us. I think they lying. I think it's already was discussed and planned. I don't believe that none of them got in to see him and talk to him, because let me explain something to you. The one thing they cannot do, they cannot hold water. If Velvet got in there and talked to this man, and this man was able to articulate what he was being held for, that's some good fucking smoke she got, talking about it's not this and it's not that, and y'all convicted him on from a story from the news. Man,
they know what it is.
Will fucking say it.
They know. This I speculated on this one, Pops. And I believe that they know what he's in there for. I believe that they're not saying anything to us because it is very big and serious.
They cannot say. You know why they cannot say? If they said it, that will go against every fucking thing he teach.
Yep.
And it will go with everything we've been saying the whole time about it.
Yeah.
You can't say he is
in there actively in denial. They would not give us that satisfaction. They are actively in denial, and they would not give us that satisfaction of saying, yeah, we told you so. We knew exactly what it is. But I feel like they know. I feel like they know what those authorities had told them originally when they pulled up. They know. And I do believe that it got something to do with children. And I do believe it has something to do with sexual abuse of children.
I believe that too.
Yeah.
I believe that too. But how are you going to pitch to the masses?
Mm-hmm.
We really need a lawyer because he got these charges. People going to be like, oh man, wait a minute. Y'all been preaching all this time. That man not like that. And what the hell going? Yeah, okay.
They can't tell that part.
That's run money.
Mm-hmm.
That's run money because they move from one place to another, and they're gonna probably move a couple of more times to try to think that throw the police off, thinking that they're not being tracked or followed. Because see, when they find out about them other ones that said they raped their little sisters and their cousins or whatever they was talking about they did to them, they next. Next. And all of them gonna start running in.
Oh yeah. And I don't even believe that they're finished getting through everything, because I did pay attention to the fact of her saying that they took everybody's phones, and when she seen them taking everybody's phones, she hit Eligio's phone and threw it in the car seat and tossed it up under the blanket in the car seat. But I believe, because let me tell you something, in any investigation, I've been around plenty of police, and they can be arresting somebody, but they don't take my phone. Well, they don't never take my phone from me. And so that's what really, really, really makes me hard body think that it has something to do with what they found off of them computers. And they took their phones because they wanted to find some more stuff and to seal the deal. And when she gave it up, let me tell you how Velvet gave it up. Velvet gave up the game. Okay. When she said that in Nicaragua law, okay, that if they don't have anything after 48 hours, they have to release the person per their own law. And so it's been way past 48 hours. Where's your chief at? So that should let you know, per their law, they got the evidence that they need to hold that man up in there, because that's what their law states. Yep. So they got what they need on him, and they just being patient. I still believe Carbonation is on watch. I believe that they're watching the people who donate to them. I believe that any and everything that they do is absolutely under surveillance. Hey, Mrs. Marquez. Hey, Ms. Tina. I believe that everything that they're doing is under surveillance. And so this is the time where we got to remind Velvet of what you said in the beginning. Be smart.
Yeah, it's not about silly, man, because everybody that donate $550 and all of this, and y'all doing that dumb shit over something that could be traced. I wouldn't be surprised if y'all got a knock came at y'all, though. I wouldn't be surprised. There ain't nobody coming back to me donate nothing to no cult. I'm sorry, but if y'all think them people is not paying attention to everything, y'all done lost y'all mind.
Yep.
Y'all done lost y'all mind, because they want to know They want to know where everything coming from. Now, if let's just say if they got him on money laundering, right? And your followers are donating to you, and then you have to send the money back to America that your followers donate to you in order to get it back to you legitimately. I think we done said it enough that what they doing and how they do it. If you think them people not looking at it, they looking at everything. They looking at everything. I just pray that none of the ones that really did something or did some kind of heinous crime, I had no participation in it. I pray that they don't get charged with nothing. However, association is an actual charge. I mean, so if you know about it, you condoned it. It don't matter if it's a donation or if it's straight up, I'm taking this money to wash it back and bring it back to us. Or if you had some kind of knowledge about him and you saw him, okay. The man said, and y'all find this video and know that I'm not lying. The man said, last night I was giving my daughter a download. Talking about, did they see us? Well, we gotta go. No. That's the visitors coming out. They didn't see us. So what the fuck you doing outside if y'all able to go just walk up in there and see him? Talking about, don't let them see us. I think they lying. I think.
Oh yeah, and I don't even believe that they're finished getting through everything, because I did pay attention to the fact of her saying that they took everybody's phones, and when she seen them taking everybody's phones, she hit Eligio's phone and threw it in the car seat and tossed it up under the blanket in the car seat. But yeah, I believe, because any investigation, I've been around plenty of police, and they could be arresting somebody, but they don't take my phone.
That's why all of them don't say nothing when he says stupid shit like feed the baby come. They don't say nothing because guess what? He gradually putting it in their head that this is normal. And at the same time, if we want to make money to live, because the plan is to live natural, we're going to ignore some shit and we're going to let some shit go and we're going to do what we got to do to keep it moving. But because he's including everybody in that, they just as fucking guilty. So,
you know, go ahead, continue.
Like my wife said, my concern is those babies. Yeah, you only got 2 babies over there. You can brag about that now, but you just had a whole family over there with kids. Why would you? Now, Eligio old enough to know what a strawberry is. Strawberry is the neighborhood hoe. NWA made that very clear what the word meant as far as in the streets. Why would you name a baby Strawberry? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Because you wanted to start the process of her thinking and making her comfortable with the fact that you calling her that. And then by association, you was going to do things to her and let her know that that's what her name, she had to fulfill up to whatever she want or whatever he was going to have her do to fulfill that name. Because he gives everybody a name. And there's a purpose behind everybody. Mm-hmm. You know? So the purpose is to strip your identity and give you the identity that he wants. That's why I keep telling y'all, stop calling them people by their name. Call them by their name and call them out of that shit, because that's a binding spirit that he put on them. Right? But why would you call a child Strawberry? Mm-hmm. All right, man. Why would you? That's some sick shit. And then throw people away. Because guess what? Those people need to come home too. They're not there with them no more. That girl need to take her babies and leave that ragged ass man over there that ain't doing shit for and don't mean shit for and come back home so she can get up out of that madness, because it's not good.
Yep. You know? We can't forget about that too, that all the tattoos on the butts was fruits. And he named that little baby Strawberry. Yep. Yeah. And then I also, speaking of that little girl, there was a time where he violated this little girl, and I never shared the clip because it was just plain old freaking inappropriate. But what happened was, she used to flounce around with her little wings on. It reminds me of my daughter. Y'all know I share pictures of my kids, and I showed y'all how Jelly liked to wear them little wings. And she had them little wings on, and she was just floating about like the little fairy that she was being. And she had on a little crop top dress. And the little crop top dress, guys, was hanging down. And the little girl's, nipples was exposed. And he was filming the little girl, called her over, had a real close up in the camera talking to her. He was talking to her for about a good 2 minutes. I guess Aya looked over and noticed that the little girl's dress was down and pulled the little girl's top up and fixed her top. But I remember noting that and saying, why the hell, if you filming somebody, you looking through the camera and you also looking at them. If you're not looking through the camera, you are looking at them. You was looking at this little girl with her dress down. Now, those of us that are not for that, okay, we not gonna be, ooh about it. But that to me is just like how he had Osiris emptying the pot with his bare buttocks out, and it's like he finds covert ways to put these children out for these, sexual people, like she for sale or something. Why is her dress down like that? She it just seemed really I just was like, and I just remember that, and that stood out to me.
I never saw that clip, James. I never saw that clip.
Oh, I know where the clip is at. I got it in the archive. I see
people saying, some people say they saw it, but some people saying They never saw it, but wow, that's
Aya reached over. It was Aya's hand. He had her point blank up in front of the camera. She was across the room. She came flouncing up. She had this little, it was like a little pink little or flower colored crop top dress. And it was down. It was down. A lot of people, if you didn't see the live, I'm gonna tell you, you just didn't see it. But I do have it. But if you didn't see the live, you just didn't see it because a lot of social media platforms did not share it. But we did talk about it at that particular time because of the fact that it was inappropriate to share.
I'm telling y'all could not think, man. I'm telling y'all, that's his agenda. That's his whole agenda. Like that's the agenda that he on the slick or do shit, and at the same time,
yes. Hold on. Put this here. I'm gonna pin this comment. Yes, empowered by power. Look at the pin comment. She is correct. That is the live that this was in. It was also the day that he was panning over to her. So there was 2 incidents in that one day. There was a time when all of them were laying, working on crafts and stuff, and the little girl was over there. He did a full pan across the room and then went back to the little girl, and she was also kind of unclothed, half clothed in that particular panning of this little girl. Like it was weird.
Wow.
Yep.
So at the same time, y'all trying to make us feel comfortable. We don't play that shit. We catch shit like that. And I never saw the video. I would have caught that too. But I'm telling y'all, I'm telling y'all, when it all said and done, I bet you any money, whatever they found in Palenque is what got his ass in the bunch. Because he in Naytown. Look, picture this. 3 days after they arrested him, they arrested 12 cult leaders with 650 followers. 3 days after they arrested him, right? One of those cult leaders burned the woman alive. The part of the article that everybody was thinking he did it, no. They said they burned the woman alive because they were purifying her of the demons that they had in her. But they burned the woman alive. His cult leaders that was there in Managua with him. 3 days after he was arrested, they got 12 more of them. And guess what? They're looking for the rest of them. They're not letting those people come in their country and do that shit no more. They're not doing that. They're not doing that.
Yeah. Non-Tel Creations, I pinned the comment. What she's saying is facts. When I was talking about the panning, it was all of the women was on the grass doing crafts and stuff, and they were topless, and the little girl was topless too. And he panned around. Y'all know how he tried to do them sneaky nude things to give us peep shows of these women. And she was like this, boom. He panned around, then he went back again, and the little girl was there half naked. Yes, Nantel is absolutely correct. This was all on the same day. This was the same day that both these incidents happened, on the same exact day.
That's crazy.
And it hadn't been there long. It was either the day after or the day of that they showed us that when David and them got there, they cut her hair off too. So they had cut the little girl. That's why people thought it was a boy. It's because he had cut the little girl hair off. She had the locks when she first came there.
I remember that.
Yep, and I got both of them, so don't worry. I did send them to the authority figures, guys. I did. I sent them to the authorities. I sure did. But I did not post them because they were inappropriate and they were sick, and I'm not going to participate in child pornography. And what he was doing was sneak glimpses. He was covertly doing child pornography right before our very eyes. Right before our very eyes. Sure was. Sure was. You got to catch it. You got to catch it. But I do believe that other platforms, I'm pretty sure Grand has it. I'm pretty sure Lurker has it as well. And we talked about it, but we did not share it and post that on any of our timelines. Yes. Yep. So it was a few things that was going on there that was definitely, needed to be noticed. There was the time. I mean, it was weird. It was a lot of different shots of this little girl. And it was very, very weird. It was very, very strange. And I know, like everybody else, I got creep vibes from the moment I saw those children there. You remember in the audio how Velvet talked to you about not having those children there? Because Velvet told some lies in the Sinetta interview, and I don't want to forget these points. Sinetta asked her, because I asked, if he asked her, does she think that him putting their lives online had anything to do with him being arrested? And Velvet stated no. How do you feel about that?
I don't know how to feel about a lot of things she's saying. I just look. I hope she get out of there, because if anybody gonna take the fall, you see, this was one thing that article said. The article referenced her being his partner or whatever, his wife, right? But that's because he put so much stress on her that everybody not seeing the other wives. She said a lot of stuff on Sinetta that was lies, y'all. She said a lot of stuff that was lies. But at that moment, the money she made from telling those lies, enabling all of them to be, because I'm not gonna lie to you, I saw a picture of my granddaughter today with a Kool-Aid smile out this world. She ain't never smiled like that when that man was around. All of them look like they gaining weight. All of them look like they glowing. All of them look like they eating and they doing what they gotta do, because the Chinese food is off the chain. They don't have to be eating one time a day. And I tell you, I don't think they eat no one time a day. But she told a lot of lies, Jazz. And I don't know, it's because she young and she love him. Let me stop lying. Look, let me tell y'all something, because I want y'all to understand something. My daughter don't give a fuck about Eligio. I know this much, y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all something. If you go back to that Costa Rica van incident, I heard my daughter from her guts. I felt my daughter crying from her fucking soul. No, man, no. My daughter loved that fucking man. And let me tell y'all something. I told that nigga, she'll never scream for you like that. When they was in the van, that was like, oh shit. Yeah, I think they did. Well, nigga, take your fucking charge, because guess what? I'm gonna sit right here in this fucking van and Nah, was it because they got an ass whooping the last time they tried to? Fuck no. Fuck no. Let me tell y'all something. Velvet go hard for the fucking dude she fuck with, right? And she went hard for old Mick, but that nigga, she sucked him up the fucking river. Nah. To my baby girl.
She sent him up the river though, because it was Chief this Solar and Chief this True. If it wasn't for him, he would have been up Shit's Creek without a paddle. There wouldn't even been no chase, because Velvet was back there. You didn't hear Velvet. You didn't see Velvet. She was sitting there. They said she said Solar tried to get into the van, into the truck with Chief. I was like, bro, that's your man. Why you ain't get into the truck?
Man, right? That's his girlfriend right now. That boy, love him some Chief, boy. I'm telling y'all.
He was like, y'all not gonna lose us. Y'all not gonna lose. They trying to shake us, but we not going nowhere. Solar was like, we went Chief. True almost ran over a guard and almost hit an officer trying to get through the gate.
Velvet ain't make one.
Velvet didn't make not one sound.
Not one noise. But you go back to that Costa Rica incident, and you gonna hear her all the way till they drag their ass inside. No, please, no. Why? Why? Because she loved him. I'm telling y'all. I'm telling y'all. So
no, and then she was like, leave him alone.
I'm telling y'all. Don't listen to it. Not one word for Bishop. Not one word. Not one fucking sound. Nothing. I was like, oh, that's your. But anyway, to my daughter, Al, if you taking that motherfucker over, don't take that over. I just was talking shit back then. What I need you to do is create your own shit. Do your own fucking thing, because you're going to be so much more better, so much more powerful. You're going to be able to help so many more people than you could ever do with holding on to an attachment like carbonation. And I'm just telling you, if you think those people that are riding and dying for you, let Eligio start singing, and one of the motherfuckers gonna start running. They're gonna start running. And guess what? Ain't nobody gonna scream for you. Ain't nobody gonna scream for you, Velvet.
Velvet is basically taking on her chiefess role, and she has gotten to be more of a leader there. Do you think? Do you feel like that's one of the things that's keeping her there? Is that she feels duty bound to lead these people now? And how do you feel like she's handling it? Do you think? Because I kind of get the sense that she's enjoying having the power a little bit.
Well, I think she's doing that, but like him, she lied. She lied because she learned it from him. My thing is, if you're gonna do it, do your own thing. Like, disassociate yourself with that negative energy. You say yourself, you started this to be in nature. You started this because of wanting to be a vegetarian and doing natural things. You cannot hold on to that type of energy, like y'all say, that that connection or that spirit or that what they call us, attachments. How you gonna hold on to that negative attachment and still try to preach good? Disassociate yourself from that and really preach good. If you're gonna do anything, you're gonna see who gonna follow you and who not. The child pedophiles, they're not gonna follow you. They're not gonna come with you. I'm telling you now, because they're going to jail next.
And I do want to take it back, because I did have one question that I forgot. Do you feel like Eligio knew that the time was upon him, that he was going to jail prior to him actually going to jail?
That's why
he did talk about them running drills, because I do agree that they were running drills like they had some sort of plans, because I just go back to the code red, so they did have codes of what was going to happen. But do you think that, because from his reaction to the arrest, when the investigators came, I remember how calm he was. He was really calm too. He was a little shifty, he was sweating, but he did have a level of "I've been waiting for you" type energy with him.
I think also with that was the fact that they straight up faked his ass out. They let him get in that van like he was gonna ride down there with all of them. Say, hey, wait, hold up, man. Let me talk to you for a second. And as soon as he stepped out that van, they hooked his motherfucking ass up. Right? When we were at that police station in Palenque, and I tell y'all, when we walked up to that place, wasn't a goddamn soul on the street. Nothing was on that street. And when I got thirsty, hey, I'm going to the store. I went and asked the people, could I go right across the street to the store? They had a little corner store. And I walked out on the balcony first to see if the store was still open. And I saw all those military police or whatever they was, the army or whatever that was. What I couldn't do was pan the opposite direction and show y'all the opposite direction because they had just as many people to the left and underneath the balcony and to the right as they did to the right. I'm telling y'all, from one end of the block to the next end of the block wasn't nothing but those people. And I didn't want to make it so obvious to them seeing somebody look up and see me filming them. So that's why I only filmed what I filmed and I stopped. When they separated them, we had no idea that they had went there and took all their stuff. We were told that later after they left. But from that point to everybody saying what they said to the doctor, the psych doctor, and taking that physical, and everybody singing the same song, which I don't think they understood that they paid attention to that too. He already knew. It's time to fucking roll. All those guys went back left and they was ready because I'm telling y'all, they were gone the next. But then as soon as the last woman got back or whoever it was finished and they got back, shit, they was already packed up and gone, rolling. He knew what time it was.
Yeah.
He knew what time it was. The only dumb thing is, why would you still run to a Latin country that's kind of associated with a Latin country? Like they're not going to find you in the fucking mountains. Everywhere you go, we find you.
28 seconds remaining. Do you want to continue?
I'm good, Jay.
Okay.
I just want people to, wake up. Wake up.
Wake up.
They talk
All
about
right.
come cook. They talk about come cook. They sending me messages and all kind of stuff.
All right. You go cook.